Hi there! Thank you for tuning into Senior Moments. I'm Brigitte Maassen. In February, we celebrate Black History. February also seems to be the month for learning, and I'm sure you will also learn something more by watching Senior Moments. Senior Moments covers events and activities at senior centers in the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti area, such as the Ann Arbor Senior Center, Turner Senior Research Center, the Pittsfield Senior Center, and the Ann Arbor Community Center. Also, the show provides valuable information for senior citizens on such issues as health, wealth, finance, and entertainment. Senior Moments is a monthly show. It premieres on the last Sunday of the month at 5 p.m. and it reruns 10 times a week on CTN Channel 16. Also, you can watch the show on YouTube. Please log on to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to view current and archive shows. To stay tuned on Senior Moments to learn a lot and enjoy your February.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
Hello, welcome to Senior Moments. I'm your host, Brigitte Maassen. Do you make yourself a meal every day, or do you prefer to eat out? Every way, you may be enjoying your senior life now. However, someday we may all end up living homebound due to your health or aging issues. If this happens to you, who is going to prepare your daily meal? The Ann Arbor Meals on Wheels program, part of the University of Michigan Health, delivers nutritious meals to adults who are homebound in your community. Today, we have Courtney Vanderlaan at the Ann Arbor Meals on Wheels, and she is discussing what the organization does. Thank you for joining, Courtney, and we're very anxious to find out about Meals on Wheels. And first, we always our audience likes to know a little bit about you, where you're from, how you end up in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today. I grew up on the west side of the state, so I'm from West Michigan, and came over to Ann Arbor about 12 years ago for graduate school at the University of Michigan to get my master's in social work, and I have been working for U of M in the Community Health Services Department on the hospital side of U of M ever since then.
Great. What is Meals on Wheels?
There are Meals on Wheels programs all over the country, and all of our programs and organizations focus on providing healthy, prepared meals to folks in our communities who are homebound due to health-related reasons. So our program specifically serves the city of Ann Arbor and portions of the surrounding townships with healthy prepared meals and services so that our neighbors can age at home safely and with dignity for as long as they would like to.
I just have a question, which probably is, when did Meals on Wheels start? This is, I'm curious about it.
Yes, our program started in 1974, so we actually celebrated our 50th anniversary last summer, and so we have a long-standing history in our community of providing Meals on Wheels services, and have been around and seen a lot of different things over those decades of service.
Okay, no, because I was curious because I know my mother used Meals on Wheels in Germany, where I'm from. and she passed away in 91, and the last couple years she did. And so that's why I was curious about it. So, and I think it's a wonderful, organization. And then also, how do you qualify for this?
Yes, so we serve around 450 unduplicated folks over the course of the year.
Here in Ann Arbor?
In Ann Arbor, yes. And we are serving a little over 120,000 meals a year to all of those clients. So there are 7 organizations in Washtenaw County that provide Meals on Wheels or home delivered meal services.
Besides the university?
Including our program.
Oh.
So we are one of 7 organizations that are providing Meals on Wheels services.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, nope. So there are several different ones, but we split up our service area by geography. So the entire county is covered with home delivered meal services. So no matter where somebody lives in Washtenaw County, if they're eligible for Meals on Wheels, they'll be able to access it. So our program specifically serves the Ann Arbor community, but we have partnering organizations that serve the rest of the county.
I see. Do you know how many people are using your services?
So for our specific program, it's about 450 people over the course of the year, and on any given day, we're delivering to a little over 200 people with prepared meals.
Is it like every day or?
Yeah, so our program delivers meals Monday through Saturday, and then we do an extra meal on Saturday for Sunday. So we are open 6 days a week over the course of the year.
So you prepare a meal for Sunday then? People can refrigerate and then heat up and so?
Exactly, yes. We do an extra cold bag on Saturday, so it's kind of a sandwich or a salad or a wrap or something that can be eaten cold usually that folks can keep in their fridge on Saturdays for Sunday.
Okay, and so how are you eligible? I mean, how can you get your services if you're a senior, and do you have to be a senior?
Great question. So to be eligible for Meals on Wheels services through our program, you just have to be an adult who meets our homebound criteria and lives in our service area. So our client population ranges in age right now from their 30s to 100 plus years old.
Yeah.
So we are often serving folks across multiple decades of life, but folks who need to be able to meet our homebound eligibility criteria, meaning they have difficulty leaving their homes with the exception of occasional outings or doctor's appointment, and be unable to prepare their own complete nutritious meals for themselves at home.
Yeah.
If people are still able to do these things, we celebrate that, and we work with them to get them connected to other community resources if they're in need of additional support. But Meals on Wheels specifically is for folks who are not able to prepare their own meals for themselves and are homebound.
That makes sense, because I mean, not just seniors, it's like a lot of the people who are in need of this and probably don't have relatives or anybody who can help them.
Exactly.
So, this is wonderful. So do you have like criteria about what is the cost of it?
So we provide services to our community free of charge. We do request a donation if folks are able to contribute to the cost of their meals. So we request a $3 donation for each meal that somebody has received, but people's services are not impacted if they're unable to contribute. So we have some clients who might contribute $5 a month or $20 a month, and some folks who are able to contribute the full amount that we request, and others who just aren't able to contribute and their services are never impacted by that.
So what is the full amount?
So each of our meals costs a different amount based on what it is.
Yeah.
So our hot meal options are typically more expensive than our cold meal options. We also provide frozen meals and shelf-stable meals and liquid meals. So those are actually all at different price points. So to simplify it for our clients, we just request a flat $3 per meal for all of our hot and cold meals that we provide.
To me, what's amazing is because that's a big operation. It's not just delivering the meals. You have to have dietitians. You have to have somebody who organizes this. And so how do you get the funding? Because everybody has to be. I mean, you have volunteers, I assume, but you probably have a lot of staff too.
We do, yes. It is we like to say it's kind of a small but mighty operation. So we do have a core group of staff members. There are 11 of us on staff that run all of our operations and provide other supplemental services to the clients that we serve. We also have hundreds of volunteers that work with us. So we usually have 200 to 300 volunteers at any given time who help to deliver meals with us. But we receive funding from a variety of sources. Michigan Medicine provides some base funding for our program because we're a program of the University of Michigan Health, which is so critical. And then we have different federal grants and local grants that help to supplement some of our additional programs and services and our meal operations. We also have different donors that support our work and our client contributions. So we are constantly working on ongoing stability for the work that we do and looking for opportunities for support to be able to continue to grow in ways that our community needs.
So do you have enough funding, or did you get any funding cut or so?
So we currently, our funding has remained stable for the time being,
Wonderful.
which we're very, very grateful for. The Washtenaw County voters also passed a senior services millage in November of 2024. And so the Board of Commissioners recently approved an allocation to the Meals on Wheels programs for 5 months to help to support our operations, which is so helpful. And then there is going to be a new Office on Aging Services set up at the county level that will be helping to determine how all of the additional millage dollars get granted out to senior serving organizations, which is especially critical at a time like this when a lot of the social safety nets are being impacted in different ways.
Right, that's what I was thinking too, right.
Yes,
yeah.
and federal funding remains a bit uncertain at the time.
And
so.
plus, food, has become more expensive too.
Yes.
So, I mean, I know myself when I go shopping. So anyway, I was just curious because it must be also quite a challenge, and then you probably need, you have a lot of needs, different dietary restrictions, or I would think you have to think about too.
Yes, absolutely. We are constantly working on being able to serve a wide variety of different cultural and dietary needs. So currently we provide a few different meal options that our clients can choose between.
Oh, so they can choose, yeah?
They can, yes. So we have what we refer to as our Western meal option, which is our standard and most commonly provided meal that usually has meat in it as the protein. And then we also have a vegetarian meal option that folks can pick between every day. We also have an Asian meal option, which is a Chinese style meal that if folks are not able to tolerate our Western diet, then we offer them our Chinese meal option or Asian meal program. And then we have our cold bag option. That's that sandwich or salad or a wrap. So folks can pick between a hot meal and a cold bag, one or the other, just based on other supports they might have in place or what sounds good to them. And then we're also able to provide liquid supplements for folks if they're at nutritional risk, as well as gluten-free meals. So we have continued to assess the ongoing need for those different meal options. We know one of the wonderful things about our community is that we have such beautiful diversity here, and that comes with it.
That's wonderful. Yes, I know.
Yes, a wide variety of different dietary needs and preferences, and so we're not able to always meet all of them, but we do the best we can to try to provide the best meal option.
So is it like the meal you deliver daily? What does it? Is it just lunch or is it dinner or what is?
Yeah, so we deliver every day. We offer a hot meal option that's delivered to the clients warm and ready to eat. So they can put it in the microwave if they'd like to heat it up a little bit further, but we consider that kind of a dinner style meal.
Yeah.
And then the cold bag option is kind of a lunch bag. It comes in a brown paper bag, and that is cold or chilled and can be eaten when we deliver or later. So the focus for Meals on Wheels is providing the prepared meals whenever possible. so that folks who aren't able to easily heat up a meal or do any
Right,
sort of
yeah.
preparation, they don't need to worry about that. When we deliver it, they can sit down and eat it right at that time.
So, no, I was just thinking, how about like breakfast, lunch, dinner? That's what I was thinking too.
Yes. So we offer kind of a lunch and a dinner option to folks. We don't have a breakfast option at this time, but we do the lunch and dinner options. So folks can receive up to 13 prepared meals a week, and then up to 6 meals of liquid nutrition if they are at nutritional risk or have other sort of oral health needs that makes it difficult to chew.
Where are you, where do you do all this? Where are you located? I'm just curious myself.
Yes, our office is located very close to CTN, actually. We are just up the street on State Street. But most of our meals are actually prepared at Michigan Medicine in the hospital kitchen, as well as by Lucky Kitchen, which is a restaurant on the north side of Ann Arbor.
Right,
They provide our Asian meal option.
Okay. No, because I was wondering, because, it's quite a preparation to do, and it makes sense probably at the hospital. They have a kitchen, and they have probably deal with different dietary restriction with patients and so on. So I know, being in a hospital, have been in a hospital, so I know that they bring you every day a list. You can check what you want for different items to eat or so. So okay, it's really interesting. And I was just wondering, is there anything maybe you think you didn't cover, or I didn't ask you?
The one thing I would add is that I often say that it takes all of us to take care of all of us.
Right.
And I think especially right now, when there's a lot of uncertainty around us, there is so much opportunity for us as a community to keep showing up in really tangible, impactful ways to ensure that our neighbors are being taken care of. And so whether it's with Meals on Wheels or another community organization that's close to somebody's heart, we just encourage folks to continue to lean in and get involved in ways that they're able, because there's a lot of folks that need support right
and I think
now.
maybe right now, especially with the weather and all this, is even like sometimes who don't have, are able to do certain things, but still I'm not able to go out and do their shopping, and so I think you are a great resource, to help people, and plus, hopefully people who watch this program, that they would be, have an incentive maybe to volunteer and help or donate, to your organization. I definitely donate to a lot of organizations, but I think I definitely would keep that in mind, because I think it's so essential to have this particular, service. And I do know of one person who gets occasionally Meals on Wheels, who is a single male, about 94 years old, and I think he uses your services.
Okay.
So I should have asked him, how he likes the food or anything. So anyway, so I think, and I'm so glad. So when did you start working for Meals on Wheels?
Yes, I have been there for a little over 7 years. So I started working there about a year before the pandemic. So we have weathered a lot of things collectively together on our team, and also have just continued to see the importance of the services that we provide and how much folks count on us to both provide those healthy prepared meals, but also to do a check-in with them each day. The older adult population, as you probably know, is growing faster than any other age group, both locally here in Washtenaw County and across the country. And so support for our senior neighbors and older adults in our community is growing even more important with each passing day.
So you have seen a lot of changes, going on. Well, also, I went to a lecture last week. It was on dementia and Alzheimer's. And a researcher from the University of Michigan, I forgot his name, he was wonderful, explaining things, what to do, what would help, what's so important, and the right nutrition and everything. And then somebody asked, what else can you do? And he says, well, if you want to avoid to die early. Everybody laughed. They thought it was kind of funny, But I think you don't want that option.
Yes, I know. I know.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm just thinking, is there anything else, or you wish, people would know or could help?
Yeah, so if folks are interested in getting involved with Ann Arbor Meals on Wheels specifically, if you go to our website, there is a volunteer and give page on there where you can see opportunities for if folks want to make financial donations. There's an easy giving link that's located on that page, and also opportunities to volunteer with our organization.
Maybe you can leave this information and they can show it on the program so
Yes,
people can contact
absolutely.
and see if hopefully there were some responses.
Yes,
So that would really
be-
help you.
That would be
I mean, your
wonderful.
organization, and help people. That's the
Yes.
main thing. So
Yes.
you said, like, how many people again use your services?
Yeah, so on any given day, it's about 200 people are receiving meals. So over the course of the year, it's around 450 unique individuals that are receiving services. So it's a fair number of folks in our community.
I know. And
Yes.
probably delivering as well. And
Yes.
is that mostly done by volunteers?
That's a great question. So we have a few different routes that we deliver meals on that are done by our staff, and those are larger routes.
Yeah.
But then we have volunteer routes that go out every day, and we need 85 volunteers every week to cover all of our meal delivery routes. So meal delivery volunteers are
So you need
are
85.
always-
Do you need them daily or?
That's over the course from Monday through Saturday, we need 85 total. So on any given day, we need 14 to 15 volunteers to help us fill all of our routes. So if folks are interested in getting involved in that way.
No, because I think that's hard when you deal, because I have dealt with a lot of organizations where you have volunteers and you have to depend on them. And I think people are waiting for their meal, and so you always have backups in case somebody, can't make it or whatever.
Yes, so if we don't have enough volunteers, then our staff go out to deliver meals, and so we've got coverage in that way to make sure that folks always get their meals,
Good.
Even if we're a little short on volunteers in a specific day. But to volunteer with us, it's about a 1 to 2 hour commitment from 11:30 to 1:30ish usually.
Okay.
People can pick the day of the week that works with their schedule. We just ask volunteers to try to commit to delivering a route once a month, and they can do that on a regular schedule, on a regular route that they pick, or just substitute whenever it works for them. So it's not a big time commitment, but it does have a big impact.
Yeah, it's a little challenging right now with the weather too.
Yes.
In getting to people, because I have a very close friend and I wanted to see her yesterday, but I call always beforehand if she's sleeping or taking a nap. And then her husband said, well, I would not recommend you to come because our driveway is not, cleared and our streets are not cleared. And so I was just thinking that's a challenge too, to deliver those meals.
Yes, it is, which makes us extra grateful for our volunteers and staff who are out there delivering in all sorts of different weather, because we know that our folks are counting on us, so we keep the safety of our delivery people at the forefront. And also we know that a lot of our folks are on their own and may not have other resources in place, and so we take our role and responsibility in their lives very
I can
seriously.
imagine, definitely. Well, Courtney, it's such a pleasure to meet you, and I'm learning a lot because I was very curious about it myself. You ever heard about it, meals, on wheels? But now I have quite an insight and know, what this is all about, and I'm so grateful that you can provide this, and I hope it's a good service for our viewers. And I don't know if you really want a tremendous increase, and we need a lot more volunteers. So maybe that will help getting your volunteers.
Yes,
that would be great.
Would be wonderful. Thank you so much for having me
Yeah,
today.
well, thank you. So to providing us, taking your time, to see, and this is very helpful. I think that's why we have senior moments to help, and I'm learning so much. Well, I'm a senior too, so I'm learning a lot. Luckily, I'm still able to do most of the things myself. But I'm always thinking, okay, if the future you need somebody, you know where to go and where you get your help. Thank you so much again for coming here.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Yeah. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you for joining us on Senior Moments. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Brigitte Maassen. I wish you a happy Valentine's Day.